this is what I mean when I say irony. I think it's the action of seeking out information, and that's a real shame. University would have been a breeze. Good morning everybody, it is yet another morning and yet another day of construction work. I actually tried to film this video a little bit earlier, but it was so loud that I just had to stop and, continue filming it now. You might still be able to hear a few things. So for that, again, I do apologise, but let's just power on through. I have got myself a cup of tea today instead of a coffee, and I'm telling you this because I know a few of you have started hashtagging in the comments below. Hashtag, I think, motivation mornings with coffee or something along those lines. So today, it's a tea. I have stumbled across a great and slightly funny irony, and the ironic thing about this irony is that it can be experienced in many different stages of life. Now, to paint you a very black and white picture of what I'm trying to say, have you ever been in a relationship and wished that you were single? And equally, have you ever been single and wished to be in a relationship? It's a classic story of the grass is greener on the other side. But what if I told you that there could be a way for you to really be in the relationship and enjoy being in that relationship, and equally be single and really enjoy being single? Now, this video has actually got nothing to do with relationships, and I want to talk to you about university lectures. But I use the concept of relationships because I think it's a very easy way for me to get across the whole point of the grass is greener on the other side. As a lot of you may know if you've been keeping up with my channel, I did a degree in biomedical sciences, so obviously there were lots of lectures that I could, should and did attend when I was studying. And after that I went and did a Master of Research in Cancer Medicine, which was predominantly research based, but for the first 3 months of the course we did have 2 lectures once a week. And it's funny because now that I work as a research technician at King's College, my supervisor has put together this incredible course all about immunology and immunotherapy for third-year undergraduate students. And I attend these lectures out of my own time and because of my own interest. They aren't something that's related to my job, and I've already graduated from 2 degrees, but somehow I can just focus in these lectures so much more than I could focus when I was actually studying. And this is what I mean when I say irony. I do more work, more further reading, more time focusing on the lectures now when I'm not actually studying it than when I actually had to learn the content to pass a module. I even made far better notes. When I was in undergrad, I borderline hated going to lectures. I much preferred staying at home and watching them on recap because our lectures were recorded. I didn't care about the learning atmosphere, I didn't care about asking questions at the end, I didn't care about participating. And this definitely wasn't because I wasn't interested in my course, I absolutely was. But whether I realised it or not, I think I had the mentality that I'm here to pass, exams are stressful, studying isn't supposed to be fun, and I just need to work and I need to get the best marks and blah 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 blah. And I feel like I focused so much on the end goal, which was getting the highest grade possible, that in a way I robbed myself of the enjoyment of really learning a topic that I'm passionate about. And that's a real shame. And I hope that through making this video I can make you aware of this if this is something you do without realizing. So I've been deliberating a lot about why I feel the way I do now and why I felt the way I did back then. And part of it, granted, was probably because I was a lot more stressed back then, and I put a lot of my self-worth into what grades I got and how I did academically. There's a part of me that still does that, and I'm trying my best to overcome it. So that explains to an extent why I didn't enjoy my lectures as much back then as I do right now. I think something else that I came up with when I was thinking about this is that when I was sitting in my undergraduate lectures, instead of just listening to the new content and actually focusing on what was being said, I would spend so much time literally trying to write down word by word every single thing that the lecturer said. And what would happen is that because I was so busy just writing down everything I heard, I didn't really process it. So by the end of the lecture, I would walk out with a page full of a transcripted lecture, which I probably can't read because my handwriting's terrible, and with practically no knowledge of anything that was just presented to me. And I have to say that if any of you guys are at university now, I made a video talking about how to make lecture notes effectively, and I will link that below. so that video will deal with the practical aspects of things a bit more. But I think today I want to focus more on the mindset and also how you can change that mindset so you know you don't end up like resenting the fact that you have to do notes instead of really finding passion for your topic. Now, I can't say for certain how to achieve this mindset just because everybody is different. And in the position that I am now, I do appreciate that I don't have the stress of the exams and the assignments. But having said that, let me offer you an invitation to certain things that you could at least try. And I've written a few notes on my laptop, so hang on. My first invitation is to focus more on your strengths and spend less time and effort on things that are your weakest points. Now, I know this sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but the only reason I say this is that with my course especially, and I'm sure lots of other undergraduate courses, there is just so much information that you could potentially learn that if you spend all of this time trying to get amazing at everything, you will either wear yourself out or you will wear yourself too thin. I think it's good to realize that it's okay to have certain topics that you prefer more than others, and if you wish to spend more time on those, then I think it's okay to do so. And I think this is especially important because when we tend to love something and have a genuine interest in a topic, we tend to be more switched on and we will do more further reading, we will pay more attention just because it's something we're interested in. And in my opinion, I think that's far more valuable than forcing yourself to learn about a topic that, you know, you're not 100% about. Also, if you just heard a funny noise, that was me dropping my hard drive. Let's just put that on the side. My second invitation to you is to do more further reading, even if you're not directly interested in the topic of choice. And the reason why this is important is because sometimes if you don't enjoy a certain topic, it might not necessarily be that you don't enjoy the topic, it might just be the fact that you don't enjoy what has been put in the syllabus. And the best thing about doing extra reading is that even if you don't enjoy the topic initially, by doing further reading and having the freedom to look into things that you are interested in, you might actually think, you know what, this topic is actually quite interesting. And I tend to think that when I have had the freedom to discover something on my own, I tend to remember it better than if somebody just said to me, this is it, just learn this. I think it's the action of seeking out information that is also fun in a way, instead of feeling like something is forced upon you. My third invitation to you is to participate and ask more questions. Once again, even if it's a topic that you aren't 100% interested in, the whole act of getting involved and asking questions and participating and talking to people about it will help you develop a keener interest and make you feel like you're actually contributing to your own learning, instead of, as I said, just being given information and told to memorize it. My fourth invitation to you is try not to look at studying as a job. If any of you guys have had jobs or you're in jobs, you might know that sometimes when you lack autonomy and you feel like you have to do something because your boss has told you, it kind of develops that resistance because you feel like you don't have the freedom to do things that you want to do. But you have to remember that as a student, you are the boss. And instead of thinking about studying as a job, think of it as your business. If it's your business and if you're the entrepreneur and if you are the founder and you want your business to succeed, then even the things that you do that you don't necessarily enjoy feel like they are adding up to the greater picture, i.e. your business succeeding. Or in real terms, you learning lots of information and as a consequence of that, achieving high grades. And my fifth and last invitation to you is to practice a little bit of gratitude and understand that although it is hard work, and I know studying is difficult, I've spent the majority of my time in education, but realize that you got a place on this course, whereas so many other people had to fight for it and were unsuccessful. I know personally, especially in these recent lectures, I just sit there and I listen to all of these lecturers and experts talk about their field and talk about the work they've done, and it gets me so excited to one day go out and do my own work that I can maybe one day share. And just think that there are people who missed out on that, and you get to sit there and you get to experience it, and that's pretty damn cool, if you ask me. And you know what? If I had felt like this when I was doing my undergraduate, university would have been a breeze. Do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, my lovelies, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already, and also hit that little bell icon to ensure that you get a notification every time I upload. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you later.